Hello. Hi. This is my second video journal. Let me sit up a little bit. I have some good and exciting news. Okay, let me start off with the date. Today is February 7th. It is 1:21 a.m. 3 days ago, I recorded my first ever video journal. So far, I haven't published anything or posted anything, and I've kind of just been sitting on it, waiting to see how I feel about it and if I want to post it or not. And I had asked my therapist if it was a good idea because I've been feeling alone and wanting to find a sense of community among other trans people, just to feel like I'm not alone. And I asked my therapist if it would be okay to post it on YouTube. And she told me that it's up to me, but to generally, if we're going to record something intimate like this, it's best to sit on it and think about it. And usually it's best to publish it when we're out of that scenario or situation, because we can't control who sees the video or not. Once we post it to the internet, it's there for everyone to see. There are some people that I would feel uncomfortable if they watched my video journals. Yeah. That is a big thumbs down emote. I don't know. How does this happen? That is so odd. Okay, whatever. Yeah, alright. I've been feeling lonely. In my first video journal, I said I was feeling lonely and feeling just depressed and gender dysphoric and feeling like I'm all alone and I have no support to go to or no community. And that's kind of why I've been wanting to film these video journals, to giving me an option. If I do want to post these, then I might build a sense of community or I might not. And I could always review these and go back on them. They're like little time capsules. But I have some really good news. Yesterday, on February 6th, I had a really great day yesterday. The reason why it was so great was what I've been doing so far that's kind of been helping my mood a lot was not to get super attached to the news, because the news practically sucks every time you watch it. And my therapist had told me that basically what the news does is that it makes you feel like, oh my god, this is going to be the end of the world. This thing that this person did is going to be the end of the world. Or, oh no, this is going to have a huge impact on so many people. And then she helped ground me and say okay, will this new news or law have an immediate, or this person that someone else did have an immediate impact on my life, can I still go to school? Can I still go outside? Can I go buy groceries? Things like that. Am I not allowed to buy houses anymore? Am I being kicked out of the country? She told me if it's not having an immediate impact, you're okay for now. Nothing's changed in your life, not in your immediate life, Other people's lives may be affected by this, but not yours. So it's not as big as of a concern as the news tends to make it out to be. And also just me purposely distancing myself from the news and not watching it, the moment I wake up, or watching it for 2 hours straight, I've been kind of limiting myself to 2-3 videos a day. And I watch all my news from YouTube because I don't like the legacy media. But so yesterday, on Thursday, I went to school. It was raining, kind of sucked. The morning kind of sucked because it was raining and it just snowed the night before, or during the night it snowed. And then in the morning it was just raining. So there was snow on the ground, some slush on the ground, some snow, and it was cold. It's really cold out. But I also had yoga class today. I had yoga and theater class today. And I had to carry my yoga mat with me for the whole day. And I was not excited for that. I was like, oh man. But I did it. And after having the yoga class, I felt really relaxed. And that really helped me a lot. And it kind of just made me feel a bit happier, more uplifted. I was feeling anxious for most of the day. Anxious/nervous for most of the day because I was kind of afraid to talk to people. And that's kind of a normal thing for me. I kind of get anxious talking to people. And I don't have a lot of friends. And I'm also very picky with my friends. And it's also because I get anxious or nervous. Yeah, something like that. Or I realize like sometimes I have these unrealistic expectations where if I have a good conversation with someone, then I expect us to immediately be best friends or to immediately have deep conversations on the first time we start talking to each other. And having deep conversations all the time is not a good thing. You would like to have some sort of like deep conversations, some like light conversations, like a mix of both. And I haven't really been viewing it like that. So yeah, I get pretty anxious and nervous when talking to new people or just even talking to people. But after yoga class, I decided to stop my college's LGBTQ center and to see what was going on. I thought it was just going to be like a chill, no event going on, but instead there was an event. I saw some of my friends from the center there, and it was my first time seeing them after a while. And so I was really happy to see them, and I said hi to them, and I told them the great news. Oh yes, and I need to tell you guys too, I started taking HRT, but let me get back to what I was saying. There was an event going on at the center, and it was kind of just like a welcome back thing. There was cupcakes and popcorn that was there, which is really cute, and it was just a bunch of people like talking, like just like saying hi and stuff. Yeah, and I spoke with my friends a little bit, but then like I was getting a little bit anxious because there was so much people and I didn't know lots of the people. I didn't really want to talk. I wasn't feeling in the talking mood. So I kind of just sat in the corner. I found a coloring book about cats and stuff. And so I was just coloring in the book and just relaxing in the space. Yeah, and I kind of just stayed there until I had needed to go to my theater class. My theater class, I was a bit nervous to go to because I was also just feeling nervous from the whole day. I was feeling nervous about talking to people, socializing. And when I got to my theater class, I was like a minute or 2 minutes late. Everyone in my class was standing in a circle because our professor was getting us ready to do like fun games and stuff that we're gonna do, or like introductions starting the class. For performance theater, we like stand in circles or we play games or have like these fun games that help contribute to the class learning. It's very different from a structured sitting at your desk type of class. And I was like a minute or 2 minutes late to joining the circle with the rest of my classmates, and I was taking off my shoes because we're told to no shoes there, and they already formed a circle. One of the people they're the only other trans umbrella person inside of my class. I remember when I was taking off my shoes, they said that they left an open space right next to them so I can join in and stand right next to them. And they said like, oh, Emily's standing here. Oh, this space is open. Like, oh, leave it open. Emily's standing here. She's coming here. And hearing that made me really happy. And I can feel my chest shaking right now. Like, it felt really nice to be included like that. And I was just really happy about that. And yeah, and I ran over. I wasn't expecting it at all. I talked to them a bit in my first class with them, and they seemed really nice. We had like a 5-minute conversation, but we were just really happy that there was another trans person inside the class because we've always felt like we were the only ones inside of our classes. And so when we were talking, it felt really nice that there was another trans person in the class. And so it felt really nice that when I came to class, they said, oh, Emily's standing here. Leave the space open. She's coming here. Leave a space for Emily. And it felt really nice. I ran over. Like when I took off my shoes, I ran over and I slid across the floor with my socks and I got into the space and I was just really happy. I wanted to be able to put myself out there a little bit more because I do get nervous talking to people. Class was good. I did need to take a few breaks like on my own to step out of the classroom because I was feeling overwhelmed and very anxious. Twice I went out of the classroom to take a breather. But besides that, it was pretty good. And after class, I had a schedule because I signed myself up for going to like this trans event where they were remembering this trans woman who worked in like who had a social work, and she helped other trans women. She had passed away last year, and there was a book about her that got released, and so we were going to talk about it. It's not affiliated with Brooklyn College. It's its own separate thing that I got from an email list. AIPCHA, APCA, that's how you spell it. And they help trans people. They host events and stuff. And so I've always been subscribed to their email list, and I've never gone to any events. And so I decided, you know what, let me just go. I really want a sense of community and space. And so I signed myself up for that. Kind of just going there, I was very nervous. I was nervous of like talking and meeting new people. I've never been to this place before. And I was like, what's going to happen? I got there. There was like 2 other people locked out of the room, locked out of the building, and so they were just kind of standing there in the cold, and I decided to join them, and we were talking about just like regular stuff, but we were able to like keep the conversation going without like any weird awkward silence. Not that it's bad, but just like I like a flowing conversation, easy flowing conversation. That's kind of what it was. 10 minutes later, someone came down, and like they got the doors open, and they said that the event was going to be starting soon. They were just waiting for people to bring snacks. A little bit more people came. There was 9 people in total at the event, and there were other trans people there. I liked the small intimate setting where we can just like socialize and talk about things. And we also like read a few paragraphs of the person that had passed away, of the trans woman that had passed away, Cecilia. It was really nice to getting to know her a little bit more and hearing some of the stories that people had about her. And it was a nice way to pay tribute, and I was really happy that I came. The snacks that they brought really helped bond us together. I was able to bond with some of the people there because of the snacks. We both really enjoyed the snacks. Towards the end of the event, we had decided to write a little thing, and it could be like a little message, a little letter to Cecilia. She's the trans woman that passed away. Or it could be a message to ourselves. Originally, I was thinking of writing a message to Cecilia, but then I realized I don't know her very well still. Like, I've never had an in-person interaction with her. I've never seen her. I've seen a drawing of her, but I didn't see like what she actually looks like. So I didn't know her that well, besides what other people had said about her and some of the stuff that was written inside of the book that we read together. And so I decided to write one about myself, and this got me very emotional, and I would like to share it because like halfway through writing it, I just broke down crying. I was just crying in a room with, I don't know, I was surrounded by like 8 other people I've never met before. It still felt really nice, and I felt like this warm energy. And I started crying halfway through writing this letter to myself that I'd like to read. One of the people there, I'm not going to name drop, when they saw me crying, when everyone there saw me crying, they felt very empathetic towards me. Someone wanted to get me water. Another person got me some tissues. It was really toilet paper, but we didn't have tissues. So they got me toilet paper, and one person decided to like walk, like they were sitting like a seat in between. There was an empty seat not an empty. They were sitting like 2 seats from me. And so they got up, sat down right next to me while I was crying, and they offered me a hug, and I gave them a hug. I gave her a hug. It just felt like really nice, and I was really happy that I was able to like cry there without anything bad happening, or just being able to freely express my emotions. And I'd like to read it. Dear Emily, let me get a little bit closer. Dear Emily, I know you struggle a lot with loving yourself and remaining in a positive headspace. It's hard being you. It's hard to be trans. It's hard to be queer. It's hard to be gay. When the society that you were born into, not due to choice, hates and wants you gone. I just want to tell you that you are loved. You are beautiful. You are pretty. You are kind. You are affectionate. You are a woman. Even if the world does not see it, have always been a woman. It's not something that can be explained. It comes from a spiritual and deep understanding of yourself. And I'd just like to add that I started taking hormones on February 5th. So it's been 2 days. I already had my first day of hormones and second day of hormones, and those made me really happy. I'm taking estradiol and I'm taking spironolactone. Estradiol 2 milligrams, spironolactone 500 milligrams, and just really happy to be taking them. And I struggle a lot with loving myself and providing myself with the care that I need, or validating myself, because often I feel masculine. It's hard for me to look in the mirror at myself. When I look in the mirror at myself, I don't see the person that I think I am. When I'm out and about, or when I'm in class, inside of my head, I feel like I look different, or I look more feminine. I feel like that I'm a cis woman. And then when I look in the mirror, it's not there. It's not there. So I've been doing my best lately to focus on self-love and self-healing, and I feel like I have to constantly affirm myself that I'm a woman. Even though I don't see it, or when I look in the mirror, I see what I don't think I see. I have to remind myself that I'm a woman. And even though that I was born in this body, I am a woman, and I'm a woman no matter if I was born in this way, or if I was born in another way. I'm just a woman that happens to grow hair, just a woman that happens to grow facial hair, body hair, lots of hair. I'm just a woman that happens to have a deep voice. I'm just a woman that happens to appear like I was a man. Even though I have different body parts than a woman, even though my downstairs is different from a woman's, I just have a pussy. That's all I got. Doesn't matter. I could define it this way or that way. I choose to define it in a way that is gender affirming and verifies my existence and how I feel, and how deep down I know how I feel. I just really wanted to share this. Thank you. And good night, everyone.